Hello, fellow Star Wars fans. My name is Star Raptor, and I have a very special Star Wars review for you today. We are diving back into Star Wars Legends, something I don't often do on this channel, but I had to make an exception because today I'm talking about the beautiful Star Wars Revenge of the Sith Deluxe Edition novelization, of course, written by Matthew Stover. This is celebrating 20 years of Revenge of the Sith. It was out in theaters earlier this year. Now we're getting this beautiful book. So I've never read the novelization, so I will get into that later in the video of my thoughts overall. But I think most of you are tuning in, watching this going, I want to see what this actual book looks like. What does the deluxe edition actually have for me? First things, as you see, how glossy this presentation. This is by far the best looking Star Wars book I've ever seen. From a cover design, from just a quality. This is going to run you $60, mind you, so it's about double the price of a normal Star Wars hardcover adult book, but I think it's very worth it. The design here is just incredible. If you're looking at it, right, you have just the shiny black of this. You have this little banner that you can take off, because what's really cool about this is the cover design itself definitely is pretty cool as far as, all right, we have that front kind of dust shield, if you will. It's kind of invisible. It's transparent to the point where now you get to actually see the book. So the transparent nature of the Vader silhouette on the fields of Mustafar with Obi-Wan, Anakin dueling. So just absolutely incredible. So I'm taking off the dust jacket here and just looking around. Absolutely incredible. We have these beautiful rendered pieces of art in the front and back cover. And by the way, you do have a nice little string, which is a nice little deluxe edition to keep your page, obviously. But yeah, you got the start of Anakin's life, the symbolism there. And you got the end of Anakin's life as him becoming Darth Vader. So very poignant way to have your cover design. Absolutely incredible. As you see, this is how it feels to be Anakin Skywalker forever. Arguably, from what I hear, from what Matthew Stover even says in the book, one of the most famous lines in this novelization. Just legendary. And just the idea of like the blood red pages that are glossy as well. Just absolutely incredible. So not only is the presentation that is absolutely awesome and beautiful in this book, it's the actual content itself. For the first time, I think, in any Star Wars book, it's a fully annotated story. What that means is, think about watching a commentary while watching a movie. Directors talking about how they made it. You have this similar thing in this book. So you could pick up any random page, and most of the time it's going to have a little footnote at the bottom, annotation, based on a line of dialogue or story. And Matthew Stover just commentates of whether it be, oh, this is a reference to something from the expanded universe or legends, or this is what was in my mind as it pertains to some kind of Greek tragedy thing. Like, there's a lot of cool insight that I absolutely love, just diving into the thought process of these certain big moments or these certain little things that he just shares information. I just love how Matthew Stover is very transparent. He's very honest. A lot of times we get these Star Wars behind the scenes stories and they're very sterile, they're very pristine. But Matthew Stover does say some really cool things that it's just nice to see somebody just saying it like it is. So he has a lot of fun stories in here. I'll let you guys experience them on yourselves, but like him interacting with George Lucas on having to ask him certain things that are just a little bit uncomfortable as far as, can I ask the creator of Star Wars if I can do anything I want in his book? And he's like, yeah, just make it good and make the story, relative to my actual story. Because a little bit of cool behind the scenes stuff here is, he wrote this book about a year to a year and a half. He started writing this book before the movie came out. He was going off of primary sources like the scripts. He didn't even really see a lot of the movie, so he was going off of that. And so that's just really cool, seeing his behind the scenes passages in here about that. Getting into the content, yeah, I understand you guys saying this is the best novelization. I agree. This is a magnificent way of telling a story that we already know and love by watching on the big screen and experiencing it in a different medium that adds more value because of the medium it is in, right? So we're getting viewpoints of characters like Dooku, imagining what the Empire could be with him and Sidious before he knows he gets duped. We get to see things like what Mace Windu is thinking, perspectives of characters like Padme that has so much more to do with the beginning of the rebellion and the delegation of the 2000. There's so much weight. There's second person stuff in here that really gets you in a different mindset. This is the gold standard for novelizations, and I've read all the current Disney era canonical adaptations. I would say the only thing that comes close is probably like maybe the Rogue one or the one for the Last Jedi is pretty good. But this, I really hope that we go and make big swings for stuff like this, because I think Matthew Sober really understood the mission here. Even putting in things like the Sun Dragon as this like metaphorical thing inside Anakin that is breeding fear and different things that ultimately will turn him to the dark side. And there's just really brilliant stuff, because this is aimed as a Greek tragedy. That's what he pitched it to George Lucas. This novelization is a must read. I will say it is a must read for any Star Wars fan. Especially if you're prequels, especially if you're a Legends and EU fan. There's so much stuff that is folded into this that is going to enrich and tie a nice bow on the expanding universe at this point of the era, 2005, right? So, easy recommendation for the deluxe edition of Revenge of the Sith novelization. What do you guys think about the Revenge of the Sith novelization? Did you read it when it came out 20 years ago? Are you planning on picking up the deluxe version? Let me know in the comment section down below for more on Star Wars. You're already in the right place for more on comic book reviews, and more. You're here in the right place. Just subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be notified when future videos go up. Well, that's going to do it for me, Star Raptor. I hope you enjoyed the video. May the Force be with you always.